We haven't had very good luck. I'd say we've had mediocre luck. We're also running low on fuel now, and we really, really need a store. And there we go. Sometimes you pray to the FTL gods and they reward you. Looks like we could get another burst laser if we could afford it. If we sell this drone, we're one short, but it's actually still more important for us right now to get fuel and to repair some of the damage that we've taken. Getting 2 burst lasers right now would basically take us through to the end of the game because they're that powerful, but unfortunately that's just not going to be possible. I don't think there's anything else we can really do here, and if we look around, I think we might be better off just saving up to upgrade our shields. Go ahead and jump to this distress beacon. Okay, here there's a research station that's on fire. We can either try and send our guys in to put out the fire, which is not advisable if you don't have a rock guy, or we can try and dock to rescue survivors. This will risk hurting our ship, but we're gonna do it because, as often happens, we got a free crew member. We basically just rescued some guys and one of them wanted to join us, so that leaves our engineer, who he's learned a little bit about shields, but he's really more valuable as a sort of wandering guy because he can repair so quickly. So we're going to put our new human on shields. One of the differences now in FTL Advance is that humans also improve their skills slightly faster. Before they were just like a standard kind of guy. Now they do actually have something unique about them. They just learn their stations a little bit better. So now we have somebody to man our doors and our sensors, so those are both kind of upgraded for free. And there's another distress beacon, so let's see what's going on there. Okay, looks like there's a pirate that's stuck. If we had a beam weapon, we could have a blue option to precisely cut them out. As it is, these are both just kind of a chance. I tend to like to just destroy them, and a lot of the times, like here, you get some free loot. So, hey, they're just pirates, right? Now we're doing pretty well in the scrap department. We can almost upgrade our shields again, although we would also need a lot more power. So I think right now we're just going to save up. If we run into a store, we'll also have more options. Here we can fight off a mantis to aid a civilian ship. Looks like they have a teleporter, so they're also going to be joining us in our ship. Fortunately, we have these blast doors, so yeah, let's go ahead and, well, we don't actually have a good way to venom out to space without involving one of our rooms. So I think instead we're just going to have our own mantis fight him off. And we can even send this human in to help him. Now that their weapons are disabled and their guy is about to die or have to get teleported back, there's no way we can lose this fight. Get everybody back to their proper areas after Emma gets healed. We really should get new names for these people in the thread. Some of these default names, you really wonder why a killer mantis is named Emma. Here we have an engineer attempting to board us, which is usually not very advisable, so he quickly got murdered. And we're about to end it. Now, often it's preferable if you can actually take out their crew, you'll get better rewards, but so far we don't really have a reliable method of doing that. So we got some free loot, and the guy we saved them from was grateful enough to give us a firebomb. That's a pretty cool weapon. It's basically a teleporting bomb, so it goes through shields, but it's not a missile. Missiles are susceptible to being shot down by defense drones. So it'll basically go through anything as long as it doesn't miss. And then it'll set rooms on fire, which will do a lot of damage. It's really great. It does require a missile to use, but it could be really helpful. But right now we have enough scrap to upgrade our shields and get 1 power. So we can just take a power out of engines, and now we have 3 shields. It may seem a little wasteful, but 3 shields this early will save us from taking a lot of damage, and so we won't have to repair as much. Looks like this guy wants some help. And they're looking for life. We upgraded our sensors earlier from that guy, so now we have a blue option. And they upgraded our oxygen for free. Oxygen being upgraded isn't really important, but every once in a while it is. If it gets shot, it'll take 1 more damage before our oxygen will start to deplete. And we can also power it up more to regenerate oxygen faster. We could give them fuel for drone parts, but we're almost out of fuel ourselves. There's no way that's happening. In fact, if we don't get fuel soon, we're gonna see what that looks like. Okay, we just got some free stuff, but unfortunately there was not fuel, so if we don't get fuel in the next sector, then we'll have to talk about that. There's a ship, so let's go ahead and try to attack that, and if we're lucky, we'll be able to steal some of their fuel. Now we'll see the value of having upgraded doors. He just teleported right into the airlock there, so I just opened him up to space, and as you can see, he's trying really hard to get into those doors, but he's just dying. And now that he finally got through, I can close them, and even that human could take him out, so now he's just gonna teleport back. They just disabled our med bay, but we don't even really need it. I am gonna use a missile, which I probably should have already done, and they're trying to escape, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at their pilot first. Their bomb can do subsystem damage, but it can't do damage to the actual hull. So it can hurt our systems, but it's not going to damage our ship. And ultimately, it's not going to be that harmful unless they luck out and place it into the right spot. Usually the AI is not very good at determining where a good place would be to fire. Often they'll just hit a room that doesn't have anything in it like that. And so we killed them, and they gave us 2 fuel. So we're on the brink, but we're still hanging in there. If we did run out of fuel, we could choose to turn on a distress beacon. And then events will happen where we may have some kind of chance of getting fuel, or nothing. And each turn the rebel fleet gets closer. I've never actually had them catch up to me while I was out of fuel, but I imagine if they do, it's not very pleasant. Okay, before I continue, as someone in the thread kindly pointed out, they actually added a new feature that you can use to return crew to a saved position. So you'll often have them get shot a little bit and you want to return them to the med bay and heal them, which I've been cutting a little bit. And now you can just click this button, it'll send them right back. I actually hadn't even noticed that. I feel kind of silly now. I was just kind of staring at those buttons and not even caring what they were there for. But yeah, you can use these to save their current position, and then you use this button, which is also a hotkey on the keyboard, and then it'll go right back to where they were. Now we're going to jump ahead. We're still perilously low on fuel. So we're just going to hope that we continue to get that. This guy has a lot of bombs and some lasers, so I think we're safe to pull out the Artemis here. We're not using the firebomb yet, just because the other weapons are more important, and the firebomb costs 2 power, so it's not going to be as helpful as our burst laser. I think I should actually aim for the shield just because they have 2, so I need to make sure more get through before I start targeting the weapons. Although the Artemis can go through the shield, so we'll leave that targeting the weapons. And of course it misses, but that does happen. Seems like their weapons are also missing, and now that their shields are down, and they're only being repaired by a mantis, we should get them in the next round of lasers. There we go. And we got 1 fuel. It's better than no fuel. I think we should go ahead and get another power so we can have our engines at full power. We could upgrade our weapons, but we wouldn't have enough to power the firebomb instead of the Artemis, though it may be a good option soon. Basically, we had the option to try to not fight them, but I tend to always go for the fights because you need as much scrap as you can get. This guy was kind enough to join us in our med bay, so now I can just send my Mantis to fight him, and my guy will be healed and his guy won't. I don't know why I'm targeting their piloting. We should target their shields. I don't think that they are a threat to us with their current weapons. This is a halberd beam, so beam weapons will basically draw a line across your ship. They're not subject to evasion, but they don't really go through shields the normal way. This particular one does 2 damage per room that it hits. So if you only have 1 shield, it'll do 1 damage, and if you have 2 shields, it won't do anything. And it will never even temporarily reduce your shields like a laser does. So this only shoots 1 laser. This is a beam that does 2. There's no way they can possibly hurt us. That's why I'm not even bothering with the Artemis. And they'll be dead very soon. Okay, got some more scrap. And now we can hop to the exit just in time, which is always great. We can hire an engineer for much less than the normal price. That may actually not be a bad idea. It's a pretty good bargain. So I think I'll go ahead and take him. The other option was a human for 51, but that human would already be skilled in repairs, but an Engi's going to be better at repairing anyway. We'll go ahead and put the Engi on sensors. Actually, no, he should be wandering, so we'll leave the Mantis to do that. And we'll jump to the next sector. And the very thing we've been trying to avoid all along, we have to go to now, an uncharted nebula.